video. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith got another video. This nigga crazy. That nigga off the hook. Yo, hold up, man. Hold up. Let me make sure I can get the chat going this time. Cause last time I didn't get to see the chat. Let me pop the chat out for this one. This man crazy, son. What is he talking about? No, it's not that fucking serious. It's not that serious. Oh man, let's talk about it. Let's see what he's saying. I'm watching this for the first time alone with y'all, so let's talk about it.
Unfiltered.
I'm not sold. I'm sorry.
Unapologetic.
I'm not trying to talk about him.
Unlike anyone else.
But knowing y'all will probably make me.
This is the Stephen A. Smith Show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you as I love to do every weekday from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over the airwaves of Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio. Number to call up, as always, is 888 Mad Dog 6. That's 888 Mad Dog 6. That's 888-623-3646. Again, that's 888-623-3646. Got a jam-packed show coming your way today. A lot of stuff to get into on the NBA front. We saw the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Detroit Pistons last night. Eastern Conference of the NBA, New York, Detroit, Boston, and Cleveland, and not necessarily in that order, but there's a lot to get into. On the football front, there's news.
Man, you know what we hear,
the San Antonio Spurs at me to undress me, embarrass me, or whatever they called themselves doing, because I had the temerity, the unmitigated gall, to point out their ineptitude and that
This nigga said he had the 10, the temerity.
Zion Williamson contributed to it with his lack of availability, pointing out how he's missed more games than he's played in his 7-year career, how they haven't won in recent memory, and how his proclivity for food, for eating, not alcohol, not drugs, nothing like that, just eating, has derailed the kind of success he's capable of having. Nevertheless, the New Orleans Pelicans felt compelled to post a video on social media of me. Mm-hmm. And in that video, they're showing me shoot air balls when I was dressed in a black shirt and a tie before an interview with James Harden about a decade ago. They showed me with a horrendous, embarrassing boxing video where, I had 2 torn rotator cuffs, and they're pointing to all of that. They point definitely the first pitch, that choke job that I committed at Yankee Stadium, and how that was so bad and all of this other stuff. A couple of things.
Okay.
Because it gets into a bigger discussion about, the sensitivity. But the sensitivity wasn't on the part of the players. I'm not here to denigrate the
Now, wait a minute. There's a ton of irony here and a lack of self-awareness calling the Pelicans or alluding that the Pelicans are being sensitive when I just went through this whole soliloquy that Stephen A. Smith had, and he was being incredibly sensitive. So I don't know.
The Pelicans per se, their social media department, that's a different matter altogether. Evidently, they need something for clickbait material because the basketball team can't give it to them. And we understand that. But before, I get into it, let me say this. In this day and age,
right?
You know how easy it would be for me to wipe stuff off of Google, to wipe stuff and to make sure it ceases to exist?
Okay.
When it comes to some, dare we say, unflattering moments that we may suffer from, I never do it.
Okay.
And I never attempt to do it. And do you know why I'm that way? Because I'm a big boy. I can take it. I go to Yankee Stadium. I thought I was cool, wearing my Christian Louboutin sneakers and a collared shirt under my Derek Jeter jersey, thinking I could just go out there. I'm sitting in front of the Yankees dugout, throwing 60 feet, 6 inches. I'm doing that, But then I walked up on that hill and damn near slipped walking up the damn hill, walking to the mound. And I said, man, that's a business decision. I got to make this business decision. I am not busting my ass on national television. I don't give a damn if it don't reach the plate. I ain't busting my ass on national television. And that's what I did. And tried to get it there. It was bad. It looked like I was playing crickets, for crying out loud. Very, very embarrassing. Choke job on my part.
Okay.
Rotator cuff is rotator cuff. Anybody want to think that I throw punches?
All right, hold on. Wait. You boxing. Shout out to some guy. You boxing with 2 torn rotator cuffs and throwing a motherfucking pitch from the mound, throwing a fastball from the mound at Yankee Stadium with a torn rotator cuff. Y'all remember that Michael Jackson video where Michael was like, my shoulder hurts really badly. This is as high as I can move my shoulder. See this? This is same with the other one. This is as high as I can move my arm. What are you talking about, Stephen? That's how you sound right now, man.
Like that, and I fight like that, be my guest. Shooting the air ball. Y'all didn't see me with Lethal Shooter pulling up from 3. You haven't seen me shoot the basketball. You're going to take a couple of shots with James Harden not letting me take off a shirt and a tie and making me keep it on and shoot. You want to do that? Okay, fine, no big deal. But the bigger issue is, can you take it? Because you see, we live in a society right now where people can't take it.
Okay.
And that's really the biggest subject that's going on right now. You talk about you talk about cats and what they're not doing on the basketball court. You talk about people and their absence of performance. You talk about the dereliction of duty that they exercise because they're not committed. And it's your fault. It's your fault. Speaking about the New Orleans Pelicans, to make my point, let me throw this out there. Just a few nuggets of material. I mean, I got a lot, but I won't read it all.
Okay.
Their franchise, according to Forbes, is valued at $3.55 billion.
That's a lot of money.
That's the second worst in the entire National Basketball Association. Only the Memphis Grizzlies are worth less, and that's by about $500,000.
Well, the Pelicans are a pretty young franchise.
Only the Memphis Grizzlies are worth less.
Okay.
The New Orleans Pelicans are ranked.
But the Memphis Grizzlies have had several playoff appearances, have had several exciting moments in the postseason. So is a franchise's worth indicative of their play, or is that the point you're making? Because you can't necessarily talk about the value of the team itself without kind of taking a shot at the city. Because if the Pelicans were in LA, I'm sure they wouldn't be worth $3.5 billion. They're probably worth a lot more. So it's more of a indication of the city versus the actual franchise's worth, or how well the franchise plays, in my opinion.
29th in the league.
Indictment.
This is their 24th season.
Okay.
Do you know that last month at the end of February, they had clinched their 15th losing season in 24 years? 15 losing seasons in 24 years. They've clinched it. Did you know that? Did you know in 24 years they only had one season where they won 50 or more games? One. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Do you know in 24 years they've only been in the playoffs 9 times? Did you know
I think that's more than the Knicks recently.
that the New Orleans Pelicans have never been to a conference finals?
Yes, we know. We're aware.
They're one of only 2 teams in the entire NBA that have never been to a conference finals. Them and the Charlotte Hornets. Did you know?
But see, the thing is, the Pelicans were basically an expansion team. The Pelicans were basically not the Pelicans. The Hornets were basically a damn expansion team. What's homie name, man? You got McGlure. He refused to play one season coming off of his All-Star season. Mashburn got motherfucking vertigo. Baron Davis, he was trying to get out of here ASAP. The Pelicans have been an expansion team for the majority, or a rebuilding team, farm team, for the majority of their existence. Now, and they've had 3 owners during that tenure. If not 4 owners during that tenure, including being owned by the NBA at one point, Stephen A. You know this though, man. Come on.
That they've never made it to an NBA Finals. Only 5 teams have never made it to an NBA Finals. The Clippers, the Timberwolves, the Hornets, the Grizzlies, and the Pelicans. Did you know that the nicknames that they have, they've had 2 in their franchise history. They were called the New Orleans Hornets, and now they're known as the New Orleans Pelicans.
Why do you keep referring to this as nicknames? Those are the official team names. Why do you keep saying nicknames like we calling them the Pellies, or the Hornets is being called like the Horns or something? Like, what is he doing? Like, why you keep referring to that? Money Bag, what's happening, homie? Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Look, I just did one live and I had to jump over to do this live because somebody told me he dropped a new episode. Yeah, he don't even bring up the Jazz. Like, the Jazz still living off motherfucking Karl Malone and Deron Williams. The Jazz haven't been relevant for years. And they literally under investigation right now for their tanking practices. Man, Stephen A. Smith feelings hurt.
Do you know that they have as many playoff series wins in their franchise's history as they do nicknames?
Okay.
2. 2 playoff series wins in 24 years. That's it.
Whoa, what up,
That's
Fitz?
it. This is nothing to brag at home about. Their ineptitude is alarming. And I could go on and on and on and on. But in the end, what it comes down to is, hey, they got to do something about it. They got to make something happen.
Okay.
Because if you're Zion Williamson, this is the former number 1 overall pick that was considered a beast, a man-child. Somebody that I was craving for the New York Knicks to get. I will never forget how depressed I was when the New York Knicks ended up getting the 3rd pick in that particular NBA draft. And why did I feel that way, ladies and gentlemen? I'll tell you exactly why I felt that way. Because the New York Knicks had the 3rd pick. New Orleans had the 1st pick. Memphis had the 2nd pick. And what happened is that Zion went number 1 overall in the 2019 NBA draft. Ja Morant went number 2. And R.J. Barrett went number 3.
So now you're shitting on
I knew
RJ?
that R.J. Barrett coming out of Duke was all right. He was good. Good, solid player, but wasn't going to knock your socks off with his stardom.
Okay.
He's not ambidextrous. He's using his left hand all the time.
One might say Zion's not ambidextrous. But let's say this too. Again, I spoke about this in the last live I did. Some of the resentment pointed towards the Pelicans generally is fair. Like, the organization's been terrible. There's no doubt about it. Some of the resentment pointed towards Zion, and I say this in the last live, is because Zion was supposed to be an industry. Like, Zion was supposed to have fucking toys and be on the cover of video games and he was supposed to be a big fucking deal, and he hasn't lived up to that, and that time has probably passed, being honest. He was supposed to represent the next generation of American basketball, and he didn't live up to it, and that cost a lot of people some money in covering the Pelicans. It cost some people some money with Stephen A. Smith, I'm sure. Look, I told y'all this before. Like, working with Bleacher Report, when the Pelicans trash, nobody want to talk about no damn Pelicans. So they cost me a little bit of money. I ain't tripping. This is a hobby. You do it for fun. But at the same time, the Pelicans not being good and Zion Williamson not being available has definitely rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and has definitely hurt a lot of people financially. Including
And
himself.
I knew there were going to be limitations. And I knew that he wasn't going to measure up to a Zion or an R.J. Barrett.
You mean Ja Morant?
I'm sorry, or Ja Morant.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I knew this.
Players fuck up.
And I was so damn depressed. But the reality is that since Zion Williamson has come into the league, this is his 7th season. 3 of those seasons, he's been injured.
Mm-hmm.
Got injured early or didn't appear at all.
Probably, I'll say maybe 4 seasons.
He's missed 275 games. He's played in 259. I'm not rooting against the brother. I'm rooting for him. But the best...
He is a 2-time All-Star. 2-time starting All-Star, to be fair. But that has something to do with his popularity as well.
ability is availability. And if you ain't available, it's a problem.
Yep, that's true.
There's no way around this.
Facts.
We just have to be real, keep it a buck, be as authentic as we could possibly be. That's the situation.
Yo, I'm doing the spaces tonight on Twitter at 8 p.m. Central, man. Y'all come tap in with the spaces. I'm going to reach out to Stephen A. Smith and see if he can come on. I know he's not going to, but I'm going to reach out to him and see if he can join the spaces. Y'all come tap in tonight on the spaces at Cheddar Chaz on Twitter.
No matter which way we slice it. But people don't want to talk about that. And that's a personal problem.
That's a personal problem. You taking it personal.
You're Zion Williamson. You're the New Orleans Pelicans. This year, 21.5 points, 58% shoot from the field. Okay, that's nice.
Ain't that
We
nice.
expected more. And when you point it out, you got somebody like the New Orleans Pelicans in their social media department. I almost can't blame them. It's not like they're giving you basketball to talk about. We're 64 games into the NBA season, and the New Orleans Pelicans are already chasing for their 20th victory of the season.
Yeah,
20.
They need to fire James Borrego. But see, here's what I'm not understanding. Like, just the lack of awareness here. Stephen A., you upset that the social media team is responding. Who else the fuck's supposed to respond? Is the Clippers social media team supposed to respond? Or the Vegas Aces social media team. No, it's gonna be the team that Zion plays for. Whoa, what up, y'all? What up, Terry? What up, everybody in the chat, man? Shout out to all y'all. Look, I know we done had 3 lives already today, 3 live streams already today. I appreciate y'all tapping in. This Stephen A. Smith shit is hilarious.
And you already played 64 games, 63 for 64 games.
Stephen A's funny.
The reality is that when that happens, you're just not a very good basketball team. Facts. Now, they're moving in the right direction because they got somebody like Joe Dumars running the show.
Okay.
And we all believe in him. He should have never been without a job to begin with.
Okay.
Got the Detroit Pistons to 5 or 6 straight conference finals.
That's true.
Back-to-back NBA Finals appearance and won a championship.
That's true.
And damn it, in my opinion, would have won 2 if Rasheed Wallace had remembered to defend Robert Horry in the left corner.
That's probably true as well.
Can't leave him open. But that's just me. In the end, what it comes down to is you would think that New Orleans has big fish to fry.
Bigger fish.
But they targeted me. I told them they left a few things out.
But this is the thing, Stephen A. You are the biggest analyst, NBA analyst out there right now. You are the big fish, right? And on ESPN, you was listing your credentials, listing your resume. You won't be, they picking on little old me. They using these little old highlights. Stephen A., you started this shit. You can't throw rocks and hide your hand here, man. You can't do that, brother. You can't. You're not going to be able to flip this narrative.
Left out how I got left back in the 4th grade because I had a 1st grade reading level.
That's not relevant, Stephen A. That's why they left
that out.
Because that's a personal attack.
Left that how I once got fired from ESPN.
That's not necessarily
relevant. Left that out.
Not relevant.
Left that out how I had, quite frankly, and it was canceled.
Not relevant, Stephen A.
Left that out. You left a whole bunch of stuff out. And I wonder why that is.
Because it's not relevant. It don't got nothing to do with what we talking about. We talking about your lack of athletic prowess according to the Pelicans. That's what they're referring to. They're not talking about you stuttering. They're not talking about you was in fucking middle school and you got kicked out of class for blowing spitballs. That's not relevant. None of that has to do with anything. Like, what are you talking about, Stephen A? What are you talking about? In fact, they went a little higher than you went. Because you was talking about motherfuckers hiding food under the bed and, you making tongue-in-cheek jokes. All they talked about, they ain't really even say shit. All they showed was some lowlights from your athletic, off the court extracurricular activities. They didn't even say nothing. Why would they say, shut your poor black ass up, Stephen A. That's why you couldn't read, motherfucker. Why would they say that? That's going too far. Why would they say that? This man tripping.
But the only thing that I want to say about it is that it's amazing what happens to your life when you're in good health and you're feeling strong and you're feeling vibrant.
Okay.
You can let things roll off your chest.
Off your back.
I'm 58. I feel like I'm in my early 30s.
Okay.
This is the best health I've been in many years. I think I look good. I think I feel good. I think I'm mentally strong. What about them? As we sit here and we talk about sports.
This man is crazy. He's trying to make the Pelicans organization am I using this term right? He's trying to make it like an anamorphic being. Like the Pelicans organization is a person or individual. It's a collection of individuals, a collection of players. There's not one player. So how are you saying I look good, I feel good? How about you? What the like the fucking bird is gonna squawk. Like the Pelicans are gonna come out and squawk and say, I don't know, I feel pretty good too. It's cold outside, but I feel pretty good. What are you talking about? Like Stephen A. Stephen A is a funny guy, man.
And we're thinking and contemplating about what things should be on our mind, what kind of things we should be saying, how we should be feeling, etc. What is there to say? In the end, what it comes down to is simply this. Everybody's got to do their job.
Right.
I do my job every day.
Right.
Some of these professional teams don't do it every month.
True.
I'll leave it at that for now. Just wanted to get that off my chest. 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. Just
Look, I agree with Michael. Look, I appreciate him holding up a light to the Pelicans because I do believe the Pelicans and Zion Williamson in particular responds more so to negative commentary. I believe he responds to getting a kick in the ass versus a pat on the back. That's just how some of us are as humans, right? But he is tripping. Like, he going way off the reservation. It's like, Stephen A., no one attacked you personally. I think he's trying to take hold of the narrative and make it as if someone did attack him personally, when that's not the case. That's not what happened here. You said something that could be interpreted as going across the line. I've said things in my time covering the Pelicans that's probably going across the line. But you said something that probably went across the line. The Pelicans responded in a very subtle way, in my estimation, because they probably could have said something crazy as well. But they said they was cool about it. They didn't necessarily attack him personally. They just attacked his athleticism, right? And he's taking this very, very, very personal. Like I say, I'm gonna have to reach out to Stephen A. See if I can get him on the spaces. But yo, that's been tonight's show, man. Y'all be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We got the spaces at 8 p.m. Central tonight. This is my third show of the day. This is crazy, but much love to y'all. Appreciate everybody in the building. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the hype button, hit the subscribe button so you can know when we go live. And comment your thoughts, man. I'm out.